Time now for a look back at a week when politics loomed large, and I'm joined by two people who've worked both sides of the media fence. Welcome to John McGlue, former business editor, stockbroker and now communications advisor, and Tom Baddeley, lawyer, journalist and currently oil and gas industry spokesman. Welcome to you both.
Hey Eliza, how are you?
John, the Julia show hit town this week. How was she received?
Pretty well, I think. I think she did very well. If you think back 3 weeks ago and the prospect of a Labor Prime Minister coming to Western Australia and getting a muted or benign response, that would have been glory and gold, and she received that. So I think she went down extremely well. She looks decisive, she looks assured, and looks as if she's taking steps on the big decisions. Time will tell whether she will be able to carry that through.
Tom, did she seem assured to you?
Oh, certainly, and she wasn't heckled along the terrace like the last one was. But I think in her rush to sort of ride this wave of popularity, she's got to be pretty careful of not making some rushed and clumsy decisions. I think she had some success with the resources, the big resources companies, but the East Timor solution looked clumsy to me and a little bit desperate.
There was a little bit of Rudd-style spin when she stood on the deck of the patrol boat off Darwin and looking like Kate Winslet out of Titanic with the wind rushing through her hair, all for the cameras. And I thought that was a little bit outside the kind of core Gillard Prime Ministership to date.
The people smugglers must be having a field day. I mean, I thought they've probably got a brochure being produced right now with a variety of options. You can go to Christmas Island, East Timor, Papua New Guinea's on the cards, and something completely exotic, the Goldfields.
With a free Lonely Planet guide.
Does she actually, though, I mean, does she need to give us somewhere? Ultimately, we're going to be at the polls probably at the end of August. Isn't this the greatest move to say, we will have a solution, we'll deal with it, but we'll deal with it next year?
And it's the same with mining tax and the same with ETS.
But there is concern in many quarters about these important issues being deferred to another process.
And another committee, which was obviously Rudd's big bugbear, or people's bugbear with Rudd. Now, look at another issue, the issue of drugs in sport. John, are we naive to think that legal stimulants, such as caffeine tablets and maybe on the other side spectrum, sleeping tablets, of course they're used by 21st century sportsmen? Yeah,
especially the AFL, it seems. There's no doubt about that. The sport is awash with that, and we would be naive to think otherwise. And in some senses, Ben Cousins might have been, a bit unlucky to have been caught out in the fashion that he has. But it seems to me that there's an underlying problem there, which is not related to sleeping pills, which is the real underlying problem that Ben has got. And you'd have to think that his football career is close to an end. You would hardly think Richmond would tolerate that for too much longer.
He's still got a sense of humour though, hasn't he? I think, didn't he say that he thought it was a wake-up call? I thought that was the problem. He'd had too many... Nobody woke up.
What's he going to do after footy? Maybe the Tour de France.
Look, what we were discussing earlier though is it's about the workplace and it's about big dollars, and if John, anybody at your company was unable to turn up to work and do what they were employed to do, surely we'd all be in trouble, and that's what this is about.
Well, you'd do one of two things. You'd either say, try something different while you work through the issues, or you would say, go look somewhere else, because employers can't have an inconsistent employee who's not available to play every second week. And unfortunately, that's the case here.
And look, something a bit lighter, the octopus, the all-seeing, all-knowing octopus.
Priceless.
Tom,
he's good.
Should we be bringing him in for a special date in August?
I think we need to have an octopus to decide between Tony and Julia. I think that would work very well, although I'm not sure the octopus would choose either.
Is he Aussie enough? I mean, Ockie is Aussie, but what about a platypus, maybe, or something like that?
Well, maybe if we do win the World Cup bid, we'll have to reinvent the octopus.
I feel a bit sorry for this octopus, because now in Germany they've started singing anti-octopus songs, I understand.
Yeah, they want to fry them up and barbecue them, basically.
Have you heard a pro-octopus song?
No, I haven't.
No. I'm just curious to know what...
We should have one of those.
Yes,
well, work for you, John, maybe in the future. Tom, John, thanks for your time.
You're welcome.
Eliza.